Channel 10, WPLG, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. Live, local, late breaking. The Eyewitness News Night Feed starts right now.
What does tomorrow bring? What does tomorrow hold for me?
An inspiration to everyone she touched.
Ann Bishop died early this morning after a year-long battle with cancer.
Very few of us knew about that fight. It was one she fought with dignity in private. She came to South Florida in 1970 and set the standard for excellence in journalism that is part of her legacy to us. But we also remember the woman whose passion was concern for her community.
We were trying to shoot a promo of my covering Spot News. And as it happened, as we were going to a location what we thought would look exciting, there was a terrible bus accident. The bus rolled over. And we stopped and started to shoot pictures not only for news, but there weren't enough people to help. And I was helping people get up out of the bus and crawl out of the windows, and the women collect their purse, and an ambulance over here. And I was helping, and they used all of that for a promo, which was interesting. But it taught me that lesson, that you're there really to help first before you do the news story.
Ann never had a college degree, so when she received an honorary doctorate from Barry University, it was very special to her. She was an inspiration to many female students at the university, of course, who saw her on television and said, I can do that too.
Respected newsman David Brinkley once said, if you want to see television news done right, go to Miami and watch Ann Bishop.
I've admired her for a very long time. She was one of the original women on television, one of the best, maybe the best, I'm not so sure. And I've liked her for a very long time.
ABC News anchor Peter Jennings recalls the first time he met Ann when he came to Miami to do a story.
A lot of people here are sad, of course, to hear about Ann. Not only did I think she was indomitable, I guess I thought she was indestructible. I was trying to remember precisely when we first met. I think it was the first time I came to Miami after returning from a long tour overseas. And I say the first time because I don't think I would have wasted the opportunity to get an edge on the story I was covering and wait until the second time. Ann so often gave a visiting reporter the edge on a story in your town, in her town.
This was Ann Bishop's town because she wanted to be here. Ann had offers to go to bigger jobs at the networks and to work in bigger markets, but no matter where Ann traveled, whether on business or for pleasure, her heart was here in South Florida.
She covered the 45th anniversary of the D-Day invasion in Normandy and visited the Pope at the Vatican. But there was no mistaking. South Florida was the beat Ann Bishop loved best.
I want to talk to these police officers about what happened to them.
For 25 years, she brought us the news. But she never forgot the people in the news.
The first thing you say is, can I help? You can always get the story that, can I help?
She dominated her field when there was no place for a woman. She made a name for herself, even though her name was actually Harriet.
I was always a little bit shy as a child, but once I became Ann Bishop, it was like a magic cloak. I could go any place, I could do anything, I could say anything.
What Ann did not talk a lot about was herself. She had a very private life and a few close friends, including Victoria Hamilton, her housekeeper and confidant for 15 years.
We made her promise that she will come back and tell us what the other side looked like. So by 3 of us, she has to come back to tell us about the other side.
And something tells us that the woman who soared with the Blue Angels has now reached new heights.
We're going to miss Ann. She had a unique talent to make you laugh at the right time, the ability to make you laugh, and often at her expense.
That's for sure. Oh, she was a unique woman, and such an inspiration to those of us up and coming in this business to know that she was there and blazed that trail for us, definitely.
Blazed it for all of us. Set the standard.
Really. Oh, it's been an emotional day for all of us here, as you can well imagine. Ann Bishop lived in South Florida for 30 years, and over that time, she kept a very close group of loyal friends, which included Sister Jean O'Loughlin and Sandy Payton.
The day she was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. That's a pretty odd, you know, you don't stand much of a chance at that point, but she never stopped fighting. But the day we left the office, she said to me, Sandy, promise me one thing. And I said, what? She said that I'll never lose my dignity.
Ann and I had this conversation where we said, what do we wish for one another? And we wished that we would each reach the millennium. And when we found out that Ann would not reach the millennium, we had a millennium party.
All day long, we've been getting calls from you viewers who watched Ann. Many of you are saying that your lives have been touched and inspired by her. including Carol Adams, who says Ann became a role model for her 7-year-old granddaughter, Whitney. You see, Whitney was having trouble in school, but became inspired to do better after her grandmother told her stories about Ann Bishop. And now, Whitney has decided that she wants to become an anchor woman someday.
Because when I get on news, I gotta tell about very important things so nobody will get hurt.
The teacher hasn't written us any more notes about her doing bad in school. She's anxious to show us her work. And she said, now am I going to be like Ann Bishop?
Many other people have been inspired by Ann. Liz Cho joins us now with some special messages from her fans. Liz?
Well, Dwight, so many people have been affected by her death. We have received dozens of email messages all day today, mostly from people right here in South Florida, but we've even gotten some as far as the Bahamas, all of them really expressing the loss that we feel. We just want to read a couple of them to you. The first one comes from Coconut Creek, and it says, when I found out that Ann kept Oreo cookies in her desk drawer and wore black and white Oxford sandals, there was an instant bonding. She became my hero and my idol. She was my daily dose of sanity and humor. Lisa in Broward County says, I was always drawn to watch Miss Bishop because she reminded me so much of my mom. Intelligent, kind, gentle, caring, and always hoped for better things to come. The next one calls Ann as the grand lady, and it says, I've traveled the world of life's experiences through her news reporting. She has touched so many hearts with her joyous laughter and infectious smile. That does it for now. We'll see you back here on Monday.
Nightline is coming their way next, but first, a final tribute to a special lady, our friend and colleague, Ann Bishop.